Good evening, everyone. CBS LA at 8, coming a little bit early to you with this breaking news tonight in Orange County.
That's right. Desmond Shaw live in SkyCal over a CHP pursuit. Desmond.
Yeah, Juan and Susie, we just made it to the westbound 91 away from the 5 freeway here, leaving Orange County. We're in the Buena Park area right now. This came out of South Orange County, this yellow Corvette. It's a Stingray. It is definitely a very capable vehicle here, although ironically, they're kind of going below the speed limit right now, but this was wanted for speed. That was the initial reason why CHP lit the vehicle up. As I double in, you can see they've got the top down. It's a nice night in Southern California. There's just one person that is in this vehicle right now, and they're even signaling, which is kind of strange. They made a signal when they went north 5 to the westbound 91 as well. So after, you know, all of the hullabaloo with the speed, they've kind of just slowed down, and now it seems like they're just kind of joyriding and just refusing to pull over for CHP. It's the Westminster office that's taking over right now. We have law enforcement overhead. I believe it is CHP's helicopter that is on this. Westbound 91, actually sheriff's, now my pilot didn't let me know, sheriff's helicopter overhead. So westbound 91 now making our way out of Orange County here as we exit the Buena Park area. Juan, Mike, and Susie.
You know, it's not often we see a top down during a pursuit.
Sure.
It's usually tinted windows. You can't see in the car.
Right.
We're getting a look right into the car as this driver just keeps on driving, as Des was saying, Suze. Look, 61 miles an hour.
And Desmond, it looks like he is the only person inside the car, right?
Yep, only person, obviously only a two-seater, but I'm not sure if this is the performance model of the Corvette. I mean, even a base model Corvette is a pretty powerful vehicle in its own right. So regardless, we're talking about, you know, high horsepower, big V8 engine, a lot of straight line speed, not necessarily known for their handling as much as their speed, but definitely capable, and that's what's kind of interesting on this one, because a lot of times when we've seen other performance vehicles before involved in a pursuit, they tend to use all of that horsepower, and it sounds like maybe the suspect was earlier, but we haven't seen the speeds get really very much above the speed limit. I mean, 67 miles an hour, basically at the speed limit right now, give or take a little bit. But CHP, regardless, even though he's slowed down, you know, they want to pull this person over, and so far they're not obliging.
And you know, Mike, something I noticed when Desmond pulled in a little closer, it either looks like there are paper plates or no plates at all on the back of this car.
Yeah, that looks like paper plates to me, dealer plates. You can see them kind of flapping in the wind there. It depends on how close CHP was able to get to the car, if they were able to read them or not. Paper plates in California are not like they used to be. They now will give you the full details of the registered owner. If you remember, it used to be you would get kind of one that the dealer would just write. They'd write the date on it of when it expires, but that's no longer the case. Paper plates in California, and we can even run them here, will actually reveal the true registered owner of the car. So as long as they were able to read it, but you see right now as Desmond's looking at it, it's kind of flapping up and down there in the wind. But if they were ever able to get a good read on it, they can figure out who the registered owner is, and then, you know, go backwards from there and figure out what this person's deal may be, if they've got warrants or what their situation
and
is.
It just makes you wonder, Mike, as you were saying, you know, what else are they running from? If this is just a want for speed, then pull over and call it a speeding ticket and call it a night.
Yeah, and you know, it's a new car. Maybe they got a little overzealous and wanted to, you know, take it out for a spin, see what they could get out of it. But that certainly is not going to end well for them. Eventually, they'll be caught, and it'll be felony evading. And if CHP has to use some tactics like a pit maneuver or some spike strips on a brand new car like that, that's not going to bode well for that car, unfortunately, if that's what the case may be. And I want to point out, while we do have the LA County Sheriff's helicopter overhead, there's also a CHP fixed wing overhead that has been tracking this from the air as well, helping out those units as we're westbound on the 91 now into the LA County area in the Cerritos, city of Cerritos.
And you know, Mike, it's a new car. It's a flashy car, not one that you could easily just get away and blend into traffic when you're a bright yellow Stingray Corvette.
Even in the dark, right?
Yeah, even in the dark. I mean, and to your point, it's a very noticeable car. This isn't a white Honda. This is a a car that's definitely going to be recognized by law enforcement. And depending on where they're from or where the CHP picked it up at, even if they choose to let it go, this may be something that they'll come back for later. Because again, the evading law enforcement here is a felony. And so whatever the speed was before, even if it was a felony speed, now you're adding a second felony.
Yeah, let's go back upstairs now to Desmond Shaw live in SkyCal. Desmond, we're now in the Norwalk area.
Yep, we are officially out of Orange County and into LA County, so probably going to see a different CHP office come and take this one over. There was 2 different Orange County offices that have been pursuing in this one. Just kind of been listening to some of the coordination on that one, and maybe we'll see an LA County Sheriff's helicopter come in on this one. Kind of probably just depends on the fuel situation of that other helicopter up there, or if they have something else that they need to respond to back in OC. But as we zoom in, I mean, yeah, you know, this is certainly people of a certain age's dream car. You know, definitely an enthusiast spec vehicle here that is involved in this pursuit. But we're just kind of cruising along. Almost like just in denial that CHP is behind them, and they got the top down. You know, maybe they've got the music going, a pretty nice evening out here. And, I mean, we're actually in the fast lane, and very ironic in a car that not only can go fast but looks fast with its color being yellow. You know, look, we're only going between 55 and 65 miles an hour. So it's just very, very strange all the way around. And, yeah, I mean, to your point, I mean, what are you risking all of this over you know, a speeding ticket, if there's something else in the vehicle, or what else is going on with the driver? If it could be any number of things, if they have a rap sheet or under the influence or what. It's, you know, certainly not clear at this point as we see the spotlight coming up overhead. And
what's he doing?
The suspect just
waving.
He's waving at the spotlight. Yeah, this is actually, I think the first time that we've seen the spotlight overhead. And, you know, it just almost kind of seems like he's taunting the authorities on this. And sometimes we see this as well with these suspects that just kind of want to drag this out. Well, now, you know, right after I said that, he sped up to about 100 and then right back down. So it just kind of seems like the taunting game here that the suspect is playing with law enforcement at the moment.
Yeah, and, you know, it makes you wonder where this person is going to end up, right? This started down in Orange County. Are they from Orange County? Is this car out of Orange County? We're not sure yet. We believe that the CHP at some point will talk to the registered owner of this vehicle. If it is not this person, we don't know if that's clear or not. But at this point, we're not sure if this is. We don't have it as a stolen vehicle,
right.
But we don't know at this point. It could be, we don't know. And the want is for speed. And as we've been talking about, this person has been going fast and then slowing down, fast, slowing down, driving a little erratically there. And for the most part, has been staying under the speed limit. I mean, you know, as freeway speeds, as you call it in Southern California, right? Standards, but it doesn't look like they're speeding as the want was earlier.
And he did use, Mike, the left turn signal to get into the carpool lane for a second to get around a slower moving car.
He did. He is starting to get kind of that agitated feel that we see from pursuit drivers from time to time.
Picking up speed. Look at this.
Yeah, now we're back over 120, and then all of a sudden we're going to slam on the brakes and drop it back down to like 60 or 70. But you know, you're starting to see some of that. This erratic speeding up and stopping. His hands are all over the place. He's waving hand gestures out, waving at the cops. Looked like he was wagging his finger at them at one point. So you were starting to see, and there he's doing it again. We're starting to see this kind of agitated behavior from this guy, which always makes you concerned, because anytime you have a person that is in such a capable car that can go so fast, and when they begin to start acting erratic, that is, of course, when things can go terribly wrong and gets people concerned. So we'll see. I mean, they're making some progress here, especially as we push through on the westbound 91 freeway into almost the Bellflower area now, or past Bellflower, north of Long Beach, and into Paramount. So they're chasing him. He's going to have to make a decision. The 91 will end, in Gardena.
Yeah, that's right.
So he'll have to make a decision at some point. But CHP keeping up right behind him, that light from the LA County Sheriff's helicopter. And then there's still a CHP fixed wing that is overhead as well.
And the LA County Sheriff's helicopter, how did they get involved, Mike, if this is found in
Well,
Orange
that's
County?
what was interesting to us, because the LA County Sheriff's helicopter was like, ooh, dibs, even when they were still like in Anaheim. So I think what happened was the CHP was notifying the LA CHP office. Orange County CHP was notifying LA CHP. LA CHP may have said, hey, do we have any airships that are available? And so then LA Sheriff, came down and got involved. But they got involved prior to it being even in LA County. So they were there to lend that hand. And then, like I said, the CHP fixed wing got overhead. CHP fixed wing's great. They can keep a good eye. They don't have to worry about some of the flight restrictions because they're so high up. I think right now they're up at like 5,300 feet. So they're pretty high up. But you don't get that light from them. That's what we're getting from the Sheriff's helicopter.
All right, well, we're just following this as they go fast and slow, now down to 47 miles per hour about on the freeway, when we've seen them really pick it up, go over 100 miles per hour on the freeway.
There he is again.
There he goes again, Desmond, speeding up on the freeway, and now we're in the North Long Beach area. Mike's saying that the 91, of course, ends in the Gardena Torrance area, so if they don't choose to maybe take a different freeway, this could end up on surface streets again.
Yeah, and taking so much risk too, right? A nice car like this, high-performance vehicle, it could get, pitted, it could get hit with spike strips, which could damage the car and the alignment and who knows what. So again, as you were mentioning earlier, Susie, what is this person running from other than just high speeds?
Yeah, let's go back upstairs now. Desmond Shaw live in SkyCal. Desmond, what have you been noticing aside from this person picking up speed and then slowing back down?
Yeah, just that and the hand motions in the air. Seen a little bit of erratic driving as he speeds up to get around traffic, kind of making some, quick lane changes here. And, this vehicle obviously very capable of that, very low center of gravity. But, I mean, you can see just how quickly this vehicle can accelerate. I mean, if he really wants to, the truth is that at least from a raw power perspective, this vehicle is going to have an advantage over, whatever CHP has. But, CHP's vehicles are no slouches either, those Dodge Chargers. We've seen them go up to, I've seen them go up to 150 miles an hour to keep pace with a motorcycle before. So they are definitely, if they want to get aggressive and they want to pursue this person, it is definitely within their capability to do that. And obviously, CHP drivers are going to be highly trained. We have, no idea of the capabilities of this suspect, if this is their first sports car or their fifth or what the deal is. But yeah, it's like I said, just kind of joyriding and frankly, just kind of taunting law enforcement, trying to kind of annoy them. And high horsepower vehicles also burn through that premium gasoline pretty quickly as well. Of course, we have no way of knowing how much gas is in the tank, but we have covered some, substantial miles now at this point from southern Orange County, or at least from, we think the Santa Ana area. We know that they were south of Disneyland earlier when we were en route to go and pick this up. So we've covered some ground, and when you're slamming on the gas pedal like that, open up the throttle, you are definitely guzzling more and more gasoline that way as well. So another thing that could factor in with this suspect if this continues on is westbound 91, and we will be running out of Freeway here pretty soon. You're just going to have the transition to either go to the north or south 110 or stick with this. We'll end onto Artesia Boulevard, and then that will, if that happens, will be the first time that we see the suspect on surface streets so far.
And what of an unpredictable driver. We haven't seen any real patterns here other than slowing down and then speeding up, changing lanes here and there, nothing too out of the ordinary. So I'm guessing it's maybe even harder for police to plan when there is no sort of routine. Mike, what do you think about that?
Yeah, and it's also just difficult with the freeway speeds that they're dealing with and being able to conduct a spike strip. I mean, Des and I have talked about this before. It gets tough. I mean, we're not that late at night yet where the freeways are empty enough for them to really kind of be able to get that done. I also know that we kind of are in this area. We're getting kind of close to staying in the same spot, but we run through these problems with these. CHP is great because they can chase them forever, but we're rotating through offices so quickly that you have this constant swap out of these CHP officers that maybe are not able to kind of get into a position to do, kind of stop it. You're just swapping through offices. I mean, we've gone through Buena Park, we've gone through Santa Fe Springs, we've gone through South LA. The further west, we're going to be into West LA. So they're doing this constant swapping of officers, which is needed and is the right thing to do. But it just kind of sometimes makes it a little bit more difficult for them to plan ahead and get those things done. It was interesting, though. I mean, and Des, I actually wanted to ask you a question, too. Do you know how low to the ground these sit? Because we've dealt with pursuits before where they'll throw a spike, but the car actually sits so low to the ground it gets caught in the bumper instead of rolling up under the tires. Do you know how low this car sits?
I don't know exactly how low, and it would also depend on if it looks like it's stock suspension, so I don't think that it's been lowered, but even its stock suspension is awfully low. I mean, just going to be a couple of inches of ground clearance on that. So that is kind of an interesting wrinkle, wondering if, the bumper could end up kind of knocking the spike strip out of place, and maybe that would be a difficult thing for CHP to try to employ. It would be really fascinating to see if this vehicle, got pitted as well. But I mean, I have a feeling that we're not going to see that just because this vehicle is so capable of accelerating away from CHP. If this person has any inkling that they might be coming in to do something like that, he barely even has to tap on the gas pedal, and you see how quickly these things can accelerate away. What I can tell you here is one of my enthusiast friends reminded me that this has at least 500 horsepower, 6.2 liter V8 engine. That is really high displacement, which kind of comes back to what I was talking about the fuel economy. And so, if this does continue on and the suspect, didn't have more than maybe a half tank of gas, they could definitely run out of fuel because you are definitely going through quite a bit of it the faster as we go. Actually, my pilot Dylan saying we've already probably traversed about 70 miles from where we believe this may have begun. So westbound 91 here, we are going to be coming off of the end here momentarily. Not too much longer before this turns into Artesia Boulevard. He's getting over to the right, though. Let's see. Yeah, might be making that transition to the 110 freeway, possibly.
So really quickly, too, because I want to bring this up, Charles texted the desk about this and had a question for us, and it's an interesting point I want to bring up to Des, too. This is I don't know that I haven't seen us chase a convertible in a long time.
Yep.
With the top down, we are wondering if they will be less likely to try a pit maneuver if that top is down. If, for God forbid, the car were to flip, there may not be as much, safety for that driver that a typical car would provide.
Even if he's wearing a seatbelt.
Yeah. And they don't know that he's wearing a seatbelt. If he's not, he's going to go flying out of that car if they do a pit and there's no top on the car. What do you think, Des?
Well, a lot of usually these convertibles, they'll have kind of this system where they can detect if the vehicle is flipping over, and it kind of has these supports that will shoot out of the top to provide that driver with that protection, so that their head doesn't make contact with the ground as they're flipping out of control or something like that. A pretty sophisticated system on a lot of these convertible vehicles, but considering this might actually is kind of more of, it looks like a convertible hardtop. I think I'm not a Corvette expert per se, but I'm not positive that this vehicle is equipped with that. Vehicles that are like soft top convertibles, I'm pretty sure is considered like a modern safety feature that may even be mandatory. I'm not positive that it's mandatory on this vehicle, but yeah, it definitely crossed my mind as well. And CHP doesn't know that for sure, so that's another calculation. We could have trouble with a pit maneuver for multiple reasons, and we could also have issues with spike strips. So we did make that transition to the 110, southbound 110, now making our way towards the South Bay, another freeway that is going to end here as we're coming down to Torrance Boulevard. So we're past the 405. Now at this point, this will dump us out into either San Pedro or the Vincent Thomas Bridge if they stick with it all the way.
And whether they try them or not, pit maneuver or spike strips, being on surface streets will definitely give officers more options because of the lower speed than the freeways, that's for certain. And also because, are there other cars around, other people around? They have other things to weigh, of course, but they will look into that as speeds slow down. So, will this person be stopped and then stay on surface streets, or will they get back on, when officers perhaps do try some of those stopping techniques? We don't know, but again, this pursuit coming from South Orange County, we do believe it was somewhere in the Santa Ana area, and went on the 5 freeway and then hopped onto the 91, and here we are about to get off the 91, I'm sorry, and then we transitioned onto the 110 thinking they might get off the 91 freeway, but it looks like they got on the 110, and they will continue to go now into, of course, at this end, this is the 110 South, so this end...
Looks like he's getting off here. Huh?
Yeah, and I was going to say, this ends, of course, in San Pedro, so this is the first time we're actually seeing them exit the freeway in this pursuit. This is the Carson Street exit in Compton, we do believe. Desmond, this is the first time we're seeing them on surface streets.
Yes, it is. This is the first time now, and now let's see what the suspect is going to do, because now we have a lot more danger in general, as we've got red lights, we've got cross traffic, we've got opposing traffic, and now I'm kind of wondering if this is where the suspect is going to decide to roll the dice to get away from the authorities here. So yeah, first time on surface streets. So far, we got up to about 50 miles an hour, but we'll see what the suspect decides to do here as they continue. But yeah, Carson Street, one of the busiest streets in the South Bay for sure. I mean, we're outside of rush hour now, so we're seeing a lot less traffic than we would have just a couple of hours ago. But yeah, there's still quite a few people out here, and we'll see how CHP decides how this is all going to affect their techniques as well. As it kind of, that was
close.
The most aggressive maneuver we've seen, so far. And you can see just how nimble, these vehicles are. But yeah, speeding up, slowing down, speeding up, just, kind of a cat and mouse game like we talk about, but maybe more like, well, I was going to say maybe cheetah and mouse, but then that would have the CHP as the mouse. So I'll try to think of a more appropriate analogy here as we go westbound on Carson.
Yeah, use the turn signal once again to change lanes here, and he's getting farther and farther away from the freeway, so I'm guessing he's going to be staying on surface streets for a while now.
Well, and that's just now problematic because CHP has backed off on the ground. So we're trailing only from the air now because Yeah, having their 1022ing the ground units and having the air unit only follow. It was as soon as he started blowing through those red lights, that's when they were out of it. And I was wondering if that was going to happen. As soon as, CHP, it looks like it was on the phone there for a second. CHP, they'll do it on the freeway, but they don't love to do it like this on surface streets. That makes them nervous, especially when this guy is going as fast as he is. The want, while he is certainly putting people's lives in danger, the want is speed, right?
Sure.
We don't know of any other type of felony want that this person may be involved in. We're getting a really good look at the car now, Des.
Really good.
Yeah, and
there he is.
and a pretty good look at the suspect's face, and he's got a beanie on and motioning
Still
to
yelling at people.
And it looks like he
someone
has the
else.
wrong,
He's
wrong
chit-chatting
side
with
turn
the people
signal.
next door.
Yeah, he's in the left turn
He
signal.
does at the moment, actually, but
Left turn lane,
yeah, he's
right turn
chatting with the
signal.
person in the lane next door because they're probably wondering what's up with that spotlight that was on both of them, and taking off again. And you hate to see it, but the suspect just really seems to be driving with a lot of confidence, and he might even feel more emboldened to a degree now with no one behind him on the ground. He's still got the spotlight overhead, but are any of the agencies here going to be interested in taking this over and heightening the danger over someone wanted for speed? It's tough to say. We know some of the South Bay agencies can err on the more aggressive side, but yeah, we'll see. My pilot says that they may actually still be back there. They just don't have their lights and sirens on right now. So yeah, we'll see what's going on. But we're not going to be running into any other freeways for quite some time here. Pretty committed to surface streets. If anyone's going to re-engage, it's not likely to be CHP.
And Mike, would any of the South Bay police departments actually step in at this point, or would they hope that it just keeps blowing through their city?
They could. We're in Torrance right now. We're just coming into Torrance. So they could. Some of these South Bay agencies do get a little bit aggressive. It's going to be kind of a risk versus reward thing. If they do, CHP will back out altogether. LA County Sheriff should have the ability to be able to talk to those other agencies down there. So we'll see if they're talking to them and seeing if they want to get involved. I do want to say we saw him make that really quick move around that car. The airship thinks that he actually may have swapped paint with that driver. So they're asking some of the ground units to go back and see if they can locate that person that he may have hit him with. They have asked them also to turn off the night sun. So now we're not seeing the night sun anymore either, and that's on purpose. Part of the whole tracking thing is them wanting to, let the guy think, hey, he's not being followed. I gotta tell you though, he's, in a convertible and the top's down, and there are, looks like the sheriff's helicopter is actually leaving.
Okay.
CHP is still overhead with the fixed wing.
Not often that CHP goes into tracking mode though, Mike.
Yeah.
They don't like to do that.
They don't like to do that. I think the way this guy is driving on surface streets made them really nervous, and the want, again, just being speed, not that he hasn't put people's lives in danger, but the want just being speed, and you saw a CHP officer go past him on the other side there. Not enough for them to say, okay, we're gonna keep with this on surface streets. So you've got the sheriff's helicopter that is left, but you still have the CHP fixed wing that is overhead that is, monitoring this, and they're still calling it out. And certainly there are still units in the area. Whether or not South Bay agencies want to get involved in this, we're in the city of Torrance right now. We'll see, but I doubt it. Excuse me.
Yeah. And you wonder, why they let this person go per se, right? Why they might let the person. Looks like there is a. Is that no? That's
Spoke
actually,
too soon. That's Torrance PD.
That was going to say that looks like a different agency
They
there.
must have heard me.
Torrance PD now behind this person. We talk about all the different reasons why the CHP might pull out of this, and they have to weigh all these different risks. They have so much to think about as they're chasing, and of course, the person making the decision is, talking to them at the same time, and so, whatever they're getting, the instructions they're getting, that's what they're getting. And, usually it is, if someone is driving erratically like this, they don't want to put the public in danger. Yeah. This person could go faster, crash into another car, a passenger, someone who's walking out there, at this time of night, who knows? And so they don't want to put that pressure behind this person by chasing them on the street as they pulled back. Now you see just a Torrance police officer, but they're not lighting this person up, Mike.
Yeah, no, they're not. And Torrance may be waiting. We don't deal with Torrance police. We don't deal with pursuits in the South Bay very frequently. So I don't know. This single unit may not want to get involved in this without some backup. Oh, look, and there's one in front of them. So now you've got two Torrance police officers, one behind, one in front. And that made the suspect like, I don't really. And then there's a third back there too. So we're starting to get a flood of Torrance units here that are going to be ready to maybe try and stop this guy. I don't know if he's trying to be on his best behavior to hopefully a new set of cops won't pull him over, or what the deal is. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, there's still that CHP airship overhead, the fixed wing that's dealing with this. So we'll see what Torrance's move is if they want to take it and pull him over.
You know, Mike, going back to that fixed wing, the helicopter left, how much harder is it for a fixed wing to keep eyes on a car? They can't really hover, they got to keep moving. So how does that work?
So they're much higher. They're at 5,600 feet right now. And it's actually easier because they have a really intense camera system on board. So they're, okay, Torrance lit him up. Let's see what he does. So, yep, there he goes. He's taking off again. So now Torrance PD.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
That almost looked like it could have been a pit maneuver, but it was more of a U-turn.
So we'll see how long Torrance wants to play this game. Go ahead, Des.
I was just going to say, I mean, it could have almost been an opportunity, could have been a decent opportunity, but it just happened so quickly there. Not even sure if that's what Torrance was, trying to go for right there. But, we were just saying, some of these agencies, they definitely can be on the more aggressive side. And so we are potentially seeing that now. We'll see how much Torrance is going to stick with this. Now, I mean, actually look at right. And now as I widen out, they're not behind him anymore. So, everyone's going to know that this person is in their jurisdiction, and it's a vehicle that's sticking out like a big yellow sore thumb. So pretty easy to keep tabs on from the air. But Dylan letting me know that the helicopter, the fixed wing is still up there. And the other advantage here. Are we stopping off to get some gas or some snacks? Let's see here. Coming to a stop. We'll see if we can get to the other side. Actually,
under the awning.
Probably see it okay
He's
from right here.
He's backing up.
Backing up, and hey, maybe he realized that he needed some gas here. Let's see.
Unbelievable.
I mean, really audacious maneuver now, coming to a stop, or maybe just kind of taking a breather, but not getting out of the vehicle yet. Some of these. We'll see if these other units are going to try to take this opportunity to come in and surround him.
Box him
and let's see here.
There we go.
Wow, look at this. He left himself open to getting surrounded, and I think he is boxed in now.
He just wanted to be
We'll see if we're able to get to the other side here.
He
just
Whoa. Up on the sidewalk. Oh, give me a break.
About to put the top up, too.
And look at this now. He was trying to put the top up. He was trying to put the top up, and he didn't complete the operation, and now that is stuck in the up mode, and that is really bad for that system. We thought that they had him boxed in, but he found a little bit of an opening there and got pretty spooked. Now he's at a stop. I think he really wants to get that top up if he's able to, or at least put that down, because that's a very expensive system if it breaks, and it was giving him a ton of drag. Torrance PD now coming in, trying to take the opportunity. My goodness. Wow.
Goodness gracious.
Oh, wow.
It's getting wild.
And Sepulveda and Hawthorne, look at that, was extremely close. The suspect could have gotten T-boned right there, and that would have been game over for sure. So now the taunting continuing here, that was by far the biggest gamble that this suspect has taken right there. And, I mean, he stopped at this light now. Well, are you kidding me? Oh, no.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, why to this beautiful car? No, I can't believe the suspect did that.
Look at that. He's still trying.
The tree and him to the
hands up.
Yeah, and was burning rubber right there, and now it's over. I mean, it really makes you wonder if this was that suspect's car. I just can't imagine that anyone would do that to their vehicle over, a potential just to evade a speeding ticket. Be really curious what else is going on here. So sad for that car. And look at these people here that are spooked now. They need to get out of harm's way.
Must be
we've got a family here in an SUV that was unfortunately involved, but they were in a really big SUV. I'm sure they're really spooked, but they should be okay. I don't think they suffered any severe
the officer's
crash
telling
damage
them
there.
to move behind them.
To get out of the way. And that's the other thing. We have a lot of people now that are in harm's way. We don't know if this suspect is armed and dangerous or what the deal is, but at least their hands are up, and it seems like after doing all this damage to this gorgeous Stingray, the suspect has decided that they've had enough.
And between that light pole and the tree, there was nowhere else for him to go.
I mean, they were just trying to go through that little space to get away.
Yep.
I mean, that was the effort there. And you can only imagine how scared that family in that car must have been, just suddenly sideswiped and crashed into by this car out of nowhere. And then CHP units, I'm sure they're screaming at him right now to put his hands up and get out of there. But My goodness.
You can imagine how car enthusiasts watching this are reacting just like Desmond did. I mean, this is such an expensive car, beautiful car. Earlier, when I saw him get boxed in, I'm thinking he needs to be weighing risk and reward. Is it worth risking my beautiful car? And it looks like Mikey didn't care.
He didn't care, and there's got to be something else going on here. I mean, look, he got really desperate to get away. Once they put him in that Chevron, that is what changed the game here. Is he really was desperate to get out of there. I don't know how close he got. Right side of your screen is the crash here. It goes up on the curb, guns it, takes out a tree.
The tires keep going,
the tree's there. I don't know how he didn't see the tree, or if he just thought he could plow through it, or what was going on through his head there. But he was very desperate, and making that U-turn was his fatal mistake, because he made that U-turn and then he got himself stuck in traffic. And Torrance PD lit him up again when they were right behind him. So, I mean, this was such a crazy way to have this end. He was kind of off and on at the beginning, and then just to gun it like that, especially trying to get away from CHP there. Hands are still out. Look, you see him talking to the officers. I mean, his hands are up, but I don't know if he could easily climb out. So I don't know if he was refusing, or if they're telling him to wait, or what the conversation is like down there. It'd be interesting to hear. But what a way to end this.
Mike, do you know if he hit the car with the family in it?
Let me look. I think he did. I think he at least went right up against it.
Here we go.
That's what it looked like.
Right side of your screen.
This is just seconds before it crashed.
Yeah, so he pulls up behind him. You'll see the Torrance PD unit light come up, and then that's when he gets freaked, or spooked rather. And then he goes up, and it looks like he hits the right rear side of that SUV. Yeah, he does push it forward a little bit before he hits the tree. And I don't know if he thought he was going to be able to squeeze between the SUV and the tree, miscalculated. I mean, he'd have been better off. I don't want to tell him how to do his job, but he would have been better off going up into the parking lot there to try to get around. Just a weird way for this to end.
You know, speaking of parking lots, going into the gas station there for just a minute, you wonder what was the idea behind that,
To get away maybe from helicopters or planes, maybe,
because the top, maybe he was trying to put the top up then. Maybe I'll go into this gas station and then I'll put the top up, and then they won't see my face anymore, perhaps to, shield his face from, of course, being the top down. I mean, you can see him, obviously, from the chopper. And, this is what it ended up being, though. I mean, the fact that he came out of that gas station, we thought the CHP had boxed him into that gas station, and then as that top was going up on the convertible, as his hands up are now, that's when he came out of that gas station and made that desperate move. We thought he might be waiting behind some cars before that red light turned green, but nope, decided to gun it and try to squeeze through that small space, and now here we are. Coming to a crashing end, and he looks like he's having more conversations with the CHP.
Yeah, Mike.
And this
gesturing.
Lots of hand action, but no getting out of the car
and this
yet.
is actually Torrance PD that's now doing this. But yeah, I mean, to me, this indicates to me he's refusing to get out, right? I mean, by now, they certainly would have told him to. He may not be able to open the door. Okay, we're reaching for the seatbelt, so that's what he's doing. Seatbelt's coming off. And hopefully he'll get out and climb out, and we can end all of this. But you would think by now, certainly he has had the opportunity.
Is that a nice watch, Mike? Look at that.
It does look like a nice watch. You know what somebody else noticed, which you can see right here on that front left windshield? Somebody pointed out that this looks like a QR code. And a viewer texted us here at the desk and said, I wonder if this is one of those rentals where you can rent these high-end cars. We've seen that in Hollywood. We don't know if that's the case here. But that would explain why it didn't necessarily come back stolen. But it still may not be his. Who knows?
Registered owner, right?
Yeah, well, who knows? We'll have to sort all of that out. But somebody noticed that sticker that you see in the windshield there and thought maybe that might be the case.
Well, looks like he's got a fancy watch on too, Mike, and now he's negotiating with officers about whether to get in or out of the car.
Yeah, and that's what they're just, get out. That's what they're after. They want him to, get out, and eventually they'll come and do it for him. I don't know how functional the door is after the crash, but certainly Torrance is going to go in there and pull him out if he doesn't do it himself here in a minute.
Yeah, you just wonder what the conversation is down there.
I'd love to be
They're saying,
a witness to that conversation.
Get out of the car, and he's saying something about here and pointing towards and gesturing that way.
It's always interesting because you got to think, what does the guy think, what cards he has left in this? You know what I mean? The car's disabled. He can't go anywhere. He's already taken out a tree. There's cops everywhere. What else do you think you're going to be able to get out of this?
Okay,
door's
he's
open.
Opening the door.
Finally, yeah.
Hey, Desmond, the door does open.
I mean, it is. I was just thinking, too, how, the suspect, it's like they suddenly forgot they were driving a Stingray and thought they were driving a Jeep or something, trying to go up on the the sidewalk. I mean, they do not have nearly enough ground clearance to go up. You could not only damage the vehicle, you could easily get a flat tire or something like that. So it was just a complete lack of logic trying to, you know, do. In fact, you can see here, Dylan just pointed out as well, looks like some sort of fluid is leaking out there of the bottom. So, you know, some sort of damage was done to this vehicle, and you know.
That a cell phone in the other hand?
Yeah, he's on the phone.
Yeah. Oh, I see the liquid there,
and I kind of wonder if the suspect's been, you know, streaming or something too. It's kind of an epidemic that we've had of some of these suspects getting on social media and streaming their pursuit as they, you know, brag about running away from the cops. Have to wonder if that's what's going on here, or if they're just talking to their lawyer or what. But yeah, I mean, what else is there left to say at this point? Other than, you know, just to get out. CHP, Torrance PD, they don't care about whatever is coming out of your mouth right now. They just want you to come in and, you know, put these lovely handcuffs on.
And it's always different ways to buy time. Right now he's on his phone. You can see the phone's connected to a charging cable right there. Why would they even allow him to grab the phone, Mike? You know, that could be seen as something, you know, may not be a phone. You know?
He's telling them to wait, it seems like, right?
And it looks
hold on a second, hold on.
Yeah, it looks like he's on the phone, too. It looks like he keeps talking into the phone like, I don't know, man, they just wanted to pull me over, and I don't want to, you know, having that conversation with whoever he's having that conversation with. But, like, it's just, yeah, I mean, why are they letting him do it? They probably are trying to use as minimal amount of force as possible. Yeah. They may know something about the guy that is, you know, if Jose joked that he's texting the desk. He may be.
Maybe he is.
There's the number,
818-221-2222.
Yeah, they may just want to give this guy the time that, you know, he's not going to go anywhere. He's not necessarily a risk. Oh, here we go. Now we're going to move in. And, oh, well,
party's
almost.
over.
Get him. There we go.
And he's still on the phone still.
It looks like he is streaming it or recording it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I think. He was either, you know, recording there or streaming or FaceTiming with somebody or something like that. They're just going to come and check the vehicle, I'm sure, for weapons or anything, you know, illegal in here. But just a bizarre situation. It started, you know, frankly, pretty docile. It got pretty crazy. And then it ended with a Corvette trying to do an off-road maneuver here on the sidewalk at Sepulveda and Hawthorne, and some kind of big one-way negotiation. And now the suspect being taken into custody. And just very fortunate. He's extremely lucky that he didn't get T-boned back there at this very intersection when he went through, blowing through that red light, because that was an extremely close call.
Yeah, you can see him blowing out of that gas station with the top partly up, and then trying to get it up the whole time, and then getting it up, and then getting through. I mean, not getting through.
Yeah, not
getting. That's the space that he tried to get through.
Replay again, it looks like he hit the tree first, and then the tree got underneath the car, and then he hit the light pole there, and here we are. And he's now in custody, right?
Did they actually get him in custody, Desmond? It looks like they're still working on it.
Yeah, they're still. Yeah, he might be just you know, kind of resisting a little bit here, or refusing to stand up. Yeah, they gotta help him to his feet here, but he's in cuffs and he's going to be processed. And you know, at the very least, I mean, if this is his car, at the very least, it's going to be impounded and it has damage. And you know, if this was a rental, like we were thinking as another possibility, then well, that's just very unfortunate for that company.
Yeah, on the right side of the screen, you've been watching highlights, if you will, from this pursuit as he got off the freeway. Most of it was on the freeways, off the 5 freeway and the 91 freeway, but then it ended up in Torrance when they got off the 110 freeway, and this is where it ended up. But there were some wild moments in the city of Torrance before they put their hands up here after they crashed. But there were some wild moments where they went through an intersection, blew through one, almost crashing into many cars, actually. There were so many cars coming. And another point where they really sped up and drive really fast through an intersection. So the CHP, that's when they pulled out of the chase on the ground. And then the Torrance Police Department, that's when they engaged. And here we are with the Torrance Police Department now with this guy under arrest. And
as much as we'd love to say it's a code 4, Mike, it clearly isn't. There's an investigation to be had here. There's that family who was sideswiped. They're obviously scared there. That intersection is going to be closed down for a while, and everything else that needs to be sorted out before this case. Look, fire engine showed up. I'm guessing it's for
the suspect. They'll want to get him medically cleared before he can go to the hospital. And I do hear CHP now saying, let's go round up all the people that may have been hit or sideswiped by this guy. We'll need to start getting statements. So it's going to be a long night for a lot of people.
A long night for a silly joyride that ended terribly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Trail of damage. All right.